Buckeye Talk again coming to you from Ohio State football practice. Today was the first day Ryan Day was allowed to talk about Quinn Ewers, at least allowed to talk to us about him. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Stephen Means, Doug Lesmerises. Obviously, you kind of said what we expected as far as, hey, we're just trying to get him here and get him knowing where things are, and we'll fold him into practice slowly over time. Told you, Stephen, when you asked about it, we're a long way away from Quinn Ewers being involved in any kind of playing time conversations. Do you believe that?
Kinda. As in the first 6 weeks, I wouldn't expect him to be out there in garbage time. But if we get past that bye week and he feels like Quinn Ewers has worked hard and put in some necessarily work and is also flashing, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in a blowout game in game 8 or 9, if he's the guy who gets the nod to go out there. The same thing with what we saw in the first couple against Michigan State and Nebraska last year, where it was different guys who got the first nod. I won't be surprised if we see him play this year. Now, will it be anything more than that? No, but I do believe we'll see Quinn Ewers at some point this season.
I think the first question is just how soon does he get involved with real reps? Because as we have been talking, Ohio State had another quarterback competition that was already going on. They do still have to figure out for sure who the starter is, although Ryan Day said today C.J. Stroud is separating in that competition, and you've still got to prepare your backup to be ready, and I don't think Quinn Ewers would be in position necessarily to even be the backup, obviously, for that September 2nd opener. So I think that's kind of the thing that hangs out there, Doug, is just how soon does Quinn Ewers become a serious participant in practice and get more reps?
They have to see who leaves. Kentucky just had a quarterback battle where Will Levis, the transfer from Penn State, won the job, and the other guy left the next day. So Ohio State's aware that's possible. And so it's possible that Quinn Ewers is the backup quarterback for Minnesota. Because what if the two guys who weren't named the starter leave? So Ryan Day did not want to talk about Quinn Ewers today because the circumstances are going to dictate a lot of it. So once he names a starter and sort of camp ends and they get into game week and they see what happens with 2 and 3, then they'll start figuring out how Quinn Ewers works in, and they will work him in. I'm fairly certain they have to start working him in. It's not a punt year for him, but he doesn't want to talk about Quinn Ewers because Quinn Ewers is famous and rich, and now he's in tamp it down mode, and he doesn't want to talk about it because he has no idea how much they may or may not need him this year. There is a at least slim possibility that Quinn Ewers becomes number 2 by default in 10 days. Now, I don't think that'll happen, but they have to be on the alert for that. And the sooner you work Quinn Ewers in to the mix, probably the greater chance that happens. So if they keep Quinn Ewers out now, so those guys who have been here I can't believe the guy who just... So this was his first chance to talk about him, but we're not going to get a read on it until they name the starter and it shakes out.
I think that's a really good analysis of what's playing out here. And we've been talking about it on Buckeye Talk since this first started, developing about Quinn Ewers going to come here. And I think it says a lot. I mean, Ryan Day is upfront about how much talent this guy has and how much he thinks about the makeup of Quinn Ewers. But it's just a matter of how quickly talent can be developed at this level to get it ready to be in a game. I think you're right, Doug. I think there are other circumstances that will dictate how quickly he rises up the depth chart initially, more so than how well he plays.
Especially since you have to kind of remember that he got here Saturday and it's Monday, and he got here Saturday. He participated in a media day with the parents on Sunday, and now he's at practice. So how quickly can he pick up stuff? How quickly can you see his body start to develop now that he's under Mick Marotti's careful eye? How quickly can he pick up things, and how quickly can he turn? He's probably flashing already. I mean, we've seen videos of what his arm is. How quickly can that flashing go into being maybe a little bit more consistency? And the quicker he does that, the quicker he gets onto the field, especially if guys leave.
I think it's interesting, though, because in the scenario that Doug presents, if two guys were to leave, which, again, I also think is not likely that both of them would necessarily leave, but if they do, then you go from a situation where Quinn Ewers kind of gets to just get his feet wet and develop on his own to where, oh, my God, urgently he has to be ready to play.
Yeah. So he might be your backup quarterback. I don't know that that's their plan right now. But, again, we'll have to get a sense. We're not going to know until the season starts. How's the first guy play against Minnesota, assuming it's C.J. Stroud? So what does that mean for 2 and 3? And how does – they could get a sense of that and then decide to leave later in the year. And then they will start working him in. And we're going to have to keep asking about Quinn Ewers during the course of the season. And then I do think, right now, it's tamp it down because he's rich and famous. But then they'll start the build back up mode. And then they're going to start saying, like, he did look good in practice, and they'll start talking about him more. He's just not – Ryan Day is just not going to go there right now. He dropped hey, I offered him in 8th grade, and then when someone followed that up to be like, man, he must be special to be offered in 8th grade, Ryan Day was like, well, that's kind of joking. Because it's like he doesn't even want to go into, like, he has the greatest arm talent I've ever seen, which would have been a great answer. He didn't go there because that's not what he wants to do right now.
And I think it's interesting. We were just talking in another video about the fact that Ohio State needs to keep both of those quarterbacks engaged and what order they might come in early in the year, whoever the backup is and whoever the number 3 is. If both of those guys stay, then that allows you to kind of keep Quinn Ewers in that 4th spot and kind of, again, keep him on the back lot or whatever, developing back there, and not have to put him front and center in front of everybody and add to kind of the circus atmosphere that could develop from that. So get the text, 614-350-3315. We'll be bringing you intel and analysis from Ohio State football all through the preseason and on into the season. And the 2-week free trial will pretty much take you up to the season opener September 2nd at Minnesota if you were to sign up today.